All right, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and have a seat. Now, D-Class personnel, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Commander and I'm going to be briefing you on the SCP you're about to go study. What we're looking at today is SCP-1779, Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. Instances of SCP-1779 are to be kept in Alpha Building at Biosite 66, in cases large enough to allow for comfortable movement. Each instance is to be provided with $8 USD weekly in assorted change. Wild instances are to be collected with traps baited with silver, with civilians aware of the entity's provided Class C amnestics. If a wild specimen has grown sufficiently large, they may be culled and returned to Biosite 66 for dissection and research. Breeding of additional instances of SCP-1779 is permitted with approval from the presiding Level 4 senior researcher. Breeding pairs are to be provided $30 USD in assorted change once eggs are discovered, including no fewer than 16 or $4 quarters, 60 dimes, 75, you know how it goes, 200, $2 pennies. Do I really have to say the list? I mean, they get it, don't they? Okay, I mean, I'm not sure that half of this group is even fucking sentient, but, let's move this along. SCP-1779 should not be provided precious metals outside of testing. Description: SCP-1779 is a species of cosmopolitan nocturnal reptile whose diet consists exclusively of metal currency. Instances of SCP-1779 are not predatory and do not show interest in animals commonly preyed upon by reptiles of similar size, such as mice or insects. Specimens generally grow to an average length of 0.4 meters long and are scaleless with feathery manes around their shoulders. This is largely dependent on diet, and much larger specimens have been successfully raised in containment. It does not appear to matter which denomination said coins belong to. Testing has shown that specimens of SCP-1779 will consume any of several dozen different varieties of currency with no appreciable difference in growth, as it is assumed that other varieties will be accepted if offered. However, while the denomination of coins does not seem to matter, the composition of the coins do. Metals more susceptible to corrosion will generally lead to smaller specimens and more robust metals larger. When nesting, SCP-1779 will gather coinage into large, bowl-shaped piles in secluded areas. Individual SCP-1779 have proven to be extremely territorial of their nests, loudly and violently attacking anything that attempts to steal a coin from their hoard. SCP-1779 flourish in cities where their primary food sources are available, nesting in crevices under the foundations of buildings or disused maintenance tunnels. Wild instances have been known to commandeer the nests of other animals such as rabbits or snakes, or take up residence in the walls or attics of rural homes. On average, a wild instance of SCP-1779 may reach up to 1 meter in length, but usually less. Biology. Biologically speaking, SCP-1779 are unique in that their skeletal systems will utilize metals extracted from common currency in the place of most other materials, forming different alloys depending on their diet. Only SCP-1779 skeleton is constructed of metal. The rest of the body is constructed of non-metallic flesh. At this time, research has not provided a satisfactory explanation as to how SCP-1779's metabolism is capable of converting metals into organic material. Waste produced by SCP-1779 consists of a dull metallic dust, which increases or reduces in frequency and amount depending on the individual's diet. If starved for an extended period of time, an individual SCP-1779 will begin to shrink, reducing in length and weight. A minimum length appears to be approximately 0.2 meters. While this unusual skeletal composition allows for unusually durable bones, it also prevents individual SCP-1779s from swimming effectively due to their relatively heavy weight. SCP-1779 have proven quite capable runners and burrowers, and certain instances have shown the ability to move at speeds of up to 52 kilometers an hour, 32 miles an hour for you idiots, in short bursts. Additionally, SCP-1779 have proven to have extremely strong jaws, which are capable of slowly chewing coins into small pieces for digestion. Breeding. SCP-1779 are capable of breeding if they have a length of 0.4 meters or more. Breeding pairs will remain together until eggs are laid, at which point they will all part ways. Breeding may take place at any time of the year, though the late spring is the most common. The number of eggs laid vary depending on the size of the mother, but universally have a diameter of 3 centimeters. The incubation period is approximately 3 weeks, at which point the eggs will hatch and the young will scatter. SCP-1779 hatchlings are extremely flexible until an age of about 2 weeks and are capable of squeezing through gaps of no less than 5 millimeters wide. The attached photo is of an individual approximately 4 to 6 months old which lived inside a parking meter until discovery. This individual, 1779, presumably climbed inside the meter while a hatchling. Growth patterns in relation to diet. As stated above, most contained instances of SCP-1779 remain around 0.3 to 0.5 meters long and maintain this size through controlled feeding schedules. However, Dr. Bridge has authorized testing on SCP-1779-08 to find how large SCP-1779 may grow if given the opportunity. SCP-1779-08 was born in captivity and matured to approximately 0.34 meters long, with a weight of 18.5 kilograms under ordinary containment protocols. A high number of gold and silver coins were provided to SCP-1779-08 during testing, as well as assorted change provided as required to maintain the nest. All currency was minted at a Foundation-controlled establishment and transported directly to Biosite 66. On 3/1/2009, SCP-1779-08 was moved to a solitary testing chamber number 3 in East Building, immediately provided with $1,200 in nickels, dimes, and quarters to be maintained daily, also provided 10 silver dollars weekly. SCP-1779-08 soon observed sweeping all coins into a circular nest, placing the silver coins in a heap on one side. Over the next 10 hours, SCP-1779-08 was also observed consuming the silver coins. Every 3 days, 08 was provided with 5 more silver dollars, which were promptly consumed upon delivery. On April 1st, 2009, SCP-1779-08 measured and weighed. Subject was observed to have grown to 0.8 meters long from snout to the end of the tail, with a weight of 31.3 kilograms. Research team ordered to continue the previously established diet. 6/1/2009-08 measured and weighed. Subject observed to have grown to 1.2 meters long and 68.1 kilograms. Nesting material increased to $1,800 in assorted change, and 5 gold dollar coins, 97.9 purity, began to be provided every 3 days. 8/1/2009-08 measured and weighed. Subject observed to have grown to 1.7 meters long with a weight of 97.6 kilograms. Research team ordered to continue the previously established diet. 10/1/2009. SCP-1779-08 measured and weighed again. Subject observed to have grown to 2.6 meters long with a weight of 277.3 kilograms. Ration of precious metals ordered doubled, and nesting materials ordered increased to $3,000 in assorted change. 12/1/2009-08 measured and weighed. Subject observed to have grown to 3.4 meters long with a weight of 411.5 kilograms. -08 observed to feed more often on non-precious coinage and begins to hoard gold and silver. Research team ordered to increase nesting rations to $5,000. All right, what I just read for you was the year 1 log. Now we'll look at the next one here. 12/1/2010-08 measured and weighed. Subject observed to have grown to 4.6 meters long with a weight of 620.2 kilograms. Subject observed to pick out and consume nickels and quarters, specifically consuming only 1 or 2 precious metal coins a week. Research team ordered to cease providing pennies but increased nesting rations to $7,000 in assorted change plus precious metals. 4/1/2010-08 measured and weighed. Subject observed to have grown to 5.3 meters long with a weight of 775.8 kilograms. Subject's nest consists of approximately 50% precious metal coins and 50% assorted other change. Change carries an estimated worth of $8,500. 6/1/2010. SCP-1779-08 measured and weighed. Subject observed to have grown to 7.7 meters long with a weight of 880.8 kilograms. Research team ordered to cut precious metal rations by 25%, but increase the nest's worth to $10,000 in assorted change. $10,000? Man, you guys can't buy a coffee machine in the break room. That's nice. 8/1/2010. Quit laughing. During the bi-monthly measurement process, -08 attacked and caused minor injuries to Research Assistant Clark. Measurement was successfully retrieved several hours later after calming -08 with a sack of 25 silver dollars. Subject observed to have grown to 9.6 meters long and a weight of 1,000.3 kilograms. -08's nest covers an area of approximately 45 meters squared. Researchers are ordered to maintain current weekly diet of precious coins. 10/1/2010. Over the previous 2 months, SCP-1779 was observed to go through a growth spurt, suddenly gaining a considerable amount of body mass. It was estimated to measure approximately 12.5 meters long and weigh approximately 1,400 kilograms. It now will sweep its nest into a compact pile, curling its body around the hoard when asleep. When awake, it will repeatedly scatter and gather the hoard across the containment chamber for 2 to 3 hours in the early day before calming itself and feeding. The reason for this behavior is as of yet unknown. 12/1/2010. SCP-1779 reported to be unusually aggressive when researchers and D-Class personnel entered its chamber for measurement. For this reason, Dr. Bridge has deemed it unnecessary to manually measure and weigh -08 at this point. -08's nest is estimated to have a worth of approximately $1,200 in change and $3.5 million, possibly more, in gold and silver. Now, normally you muttonheads wouldn't have sufficient clearance for SCP-1779-08 Growth Log Year 3, but I went and secured it here for you. Now, this is something that D-Class personnel normally never get to read, so I suggest you pay attention. Currently, -08 has a length of, we'll call that redacted. You're about to find out soon anyway, and a weight of, I'll redact that as well. Nesting rations are no longer being provided. At this time, 08 appears content to remain inside Chamber 3 and East Building, and further containment procedures are not required. Personnel are to access Chamber 3 only when absolutely required. Controlled use of SCP-588 is currently being investigated as a means of termination should SCP-1779-08 attempt to breach containment. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was SCP-1779. You are dismissed.